The following is a podcast from a qualified senior care provider heard on the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders. And we are here with wonderful Hailey Richman, who is 14 years old, almost 15, and on the 10th of May. Happy birthday coming up. And Hailey is the founder and executive director of not one, but two nonprofits based in Long Island, New York, Kid Caregivers and Puzzles to Remember. And again, we've been talking this hour about how she's inspired so many youth and communities and seniors, and the difference. It's like, first of all, when you look at yourself in the mirror every day, how does it feel to know you're making such a big difference in the world?
It makes me feel happy because I'm happy that I get to inspire other kids to volunteer.
I went, just personal story for me, I went the majority of my career and I sold media. Loved it, but I never felt like I was making a difference. And when I founded Answers for Elders in 2009, all of that stuff went away. There's no way I could go back and go do something that didn't make a difference, like what I feel like I'm doing now. It's to have that fulfillment in your life. And certainly this is giving our young people like you an opportunity to feel what that's like, that you're making a difference each and every day. And, it's just getting started. And I think one of the things that I'm really excited about is potentially working with you to help inspire our youth and to move forward in a positive direction. So Hailey, tell me a little bit about just generally, obviously we want to get people involved. There's many ways in which people can contribute, isn't there?
Yes, they can contribute by doing a puzzle drive, going to a facility, or even just distributing puzzles. There's so many different ways.
So if someone is going to reach out, and let's say I have a granddaughter that I would like to introduce to you, what would that process look like?
So they can email us and we can give them a facility to reach out to. If they have a grandparent of Alzheimer's disease, we will send them puzzles to the facility or directly to them.
Okay. And then what about for example, let's say I have a grandmother or grandparent with Alzheimer's disease. If you're going to send puzzles, are you going to do any sort of training? Tell me a little bit about how you work with them at that point.
So we have lessons and we have videos, and I Zoom with them if they're not local to me. And I give them a sheet of my own personal experiences, and we can help them discover that. Sometimes, they discover along the way when dealing with some of Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah.
I had a volunteer one time, her grandmother was at a facility and she had Alzheimer's disease, and she went there with some of her friends, and they learned along the way to just take breaks if the people need it and to really just get them involved.
Well, and it's true, because when you just start getting together with people and start making a difference, I think it's huge. It's so huge. And certainly I am excited to explore a little bit more about how we can help. So let's say, for example, you don't have someone that's a young person, you just want to help as an adult. You can donate puzzles. What else can you do? Can you give a financial donation?
Yes, so we accept donations and puzzles and financial donations. Anything will help. And we give tax donation letters to people who have done that.
That's amazing. And then obviously to do that, you had to learn about all this stuff with a nonprofit, haven't you?
Yeah. So at first it was a little hard, but my mom helped me along the way, and we were able to really understand how making a nonprofit would help so much more.
Well, it does. And certainly you're doing amazing things with it. So as far as right now, how many volunteers do you have working for you?
We have almost 1,000 volunteers working for us.
You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. And they're all throughout the US.
Yes, and we have them worldwide. I used to live in Long Island City, so I had a lot of friends who were from the United Nations, and they would travel a lot. Or we have ambassadors from Japan, Brazil, Portugal, Jamaica. We have a lot of different people from a lot of different places, and we're in over 9 countries.
Amazing. And when you do what you do, how, I guess, to get involved, how long does it take? I want to say, if I reach out, how fast are they matched with a facility? Do you have to find a new relationship with one? Do you help them secure it? What happens in that process?
So it depends. So if we have like a puzzle time going around near them and an ambassador, we can connect them to there. Or if they want to start a new chapter, let's say in Australia or somewhere, we can connect them with a facility and like have them talk to each other, and they can become an ambassador or a volunteer.
And obviously, just for each and every one of you, if you have a church group, a school group, if you're an educator and work with kids, anything like that, I'm sure that you want to hear from them. Is that correct?
Yes, we would love that.
And to our listeners, 2 years of quarantine, literally, for many of our seniors has been overwhelming. This is the time for us all to step up and say, you know what, we're all a community here. Time for us to show some love to those that loved us through the years. And I know that for, an adult, it's a lot easier, but our children need to find purpose too. And I think this is something that is so critical in building a character. It's so interesting. When I was growing up, Hailey, I had an aunt that I always admired. I loved my Aunt Marty to death. But one of the reasons why I loved her so much is she was always working on my character, where my parents do the right thing. But it was really more about, she would get more introspective with me, and she would say, look for the diamonds. I'll tell you a little story. Look for the diamonds to her was find ways that the roughness in you can be polished, right? So there's things like, I'll never forget, I cannot pass a grocery cart in a parking lot that's like loose without taking it to its holding place. Because that was ingrained in me by her, because it gave me purpose. I knew that it was building my character to be a better person. If I saw somebody that needed help, and I'm in a grocery store, somebody needed to reach something off of a shelf or something like that, it's just ingrained in me. And I think a lot of us, adults forget that piece. They've forgotten about the sense of purpose. Certainly for you, your parents, raised you right, to have that sense of purpose, for you to think about those things. But I think it's never too late to learn those things. And I think so certainly for you, how has it been to have that kind of perspective? Do you find other kids kind of gravitating towards you? Like, I want a sense of purpose too. I mean, is that what you're finding?
Yeah, I think a lot of my friends who have had get involved say like they think this is wonderful and they love doing this because it gives them, a sense of, like you said, purpose and accomplishment, and it makes them feel good that they're helping someone's life. They're really changing someone's life.
Yeah. And it does so much for self-esteem, because I know that, self-esteem is built internally. It's built through the things that you do for yourself, not what other people think of you. And the more and more you build yourself up through accomplishments and things like that, the higher your own personal self-esteem becomes. And I think that's one of the things that's so exceptional about what you do. And I have no doubt you're going to go a long way in this world. And, we're about ready to close. We got about 3 minutes. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I want to get into more countries. I want to create a book to talk about my own personal experiences. And I want to just try to reach out to more marginalized facilities that don't have a lot of resources.
Yes. And you're going to go obviously to college someday.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 years. And then, do you know what you want to be yet?
I really want to be like a neurologist or something to do with medicine.
Good for you. And I have no doubt you will make it. It's a very, very, complex path, but certainly something that is worth exploring and needed very badly. So we want each and every one of our listeners to pay attention and hopefully reach out to kidcaregivers.com or puzzles2remember.org. Did I get those right?
Yes.
And let's see what we can do to help Hailey on her mission. So Hailey, tell us a little bit about if you had a wish list, how can we help you today?
We want to get more students and more people to volunteer and help.
Okay. And certainly we're on board. And for each and every one of you at Answers for Elders, us at Answers for Elders, we're so thrilled that you're with us today. And also, Hailey, keep up the good work. We want to support you in everything that you do. And just how we can help you in the future is so important. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. And to each and every one of you, we are so glad that Hailey's with us. We're looking forward to let's make a big splash in the Northwest and around the world. And I am totally on board to help you in any way possible, Hailey. And I know you have a short stop here that you've got to get going. So I'm going to let you go. And to each and every one of you, we are really glad that you're here. Be good to each other, and also embrace our kids, embrace our youth. Know that they want to be a part, and they can be a part of the process of healing a lot in families. Take care, everyone.
Answers for Elders radio show with Suzanne Newman hopes you found this podcast useful in your journey of navigating senior care. Check out more podcasts like this to help you find qualified senior care experts in areas of financial, legal, health and wellness, and living options. Learn about our radio show, receive promotional discounts, and meet our experts by clicking on the banner to join the Senior Advocate Network at AnswersForEldersRadio.com. Now there is one place to find the Answers for Elders.